Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? It is a fine and chilly Monday morning here in Virginia. It is 32 degrees, and it was actually 27 degrees when I was outside walking my daughter to her bus stop, and very, very chilly. But good day, new week, and you are watching Coffee with Ray. Yum, yum, yum. I slobbered on myself. But yeah, good stuff today. Today's topic is introduction to the 1950s diet. I have had a lot of people asking me about the 1950s diet. And in this past year, what I did is, for those of you who don't know, I was a certified health coach back in the day. I've even written a book on it. And I used to teach people and help people with the ketogenic diet. But one of the big problems with the ketogenic diet is it's not maintainable. A lot of these diets are truly not maintainable over the long term, as in a true lifestyle change and making it part of your life every day for years on end. But with the ketogenic diet, you're counting macros, you're always, maybe pre-making your food, making meals, and all this other stuff. It's a pain in the butt. Hey, Life and Times of Texas Mom, how you doing this morning? But it is a pain in the rear, and so many people would quote unquote fall off the wagon. And the problem with a lot of these diets and everything is that you eventually regain the weight back, and so there is a lot of problems in a lot of these diets. As soon as you stop, you just and the problem is it's just a pain in the butt to maintain. You're counting calories, you're running macros, you're pre-making your meals, or you're ordering meals, or like Jenny Craig stuff or Weight Watcher stuff or Atkins stuff, or whatever it is and everything. So it's expensive, and it's also just hard to do. And so it's not a true lifestyle change. And so they are very, very hard to maintain over the long term. So, hey, Chantel, hey, Holly. But what I wanted to share with you today is what I call the 1950s diet. And this is an experiment that I've been running for the past year. Last year, January, I started it, and it is kind of an adaptation to a ketogenic diet. But the things with the 1950s diet: no counting calories, no counting macros, no doing pre-made meals or anything like that. And, just all the hard stuff that so many people go through when they're trying to diet. And, and so I used myself as the experiment or the guinea pig, and came up with this diet. And basically what it is clean eating. And yet, what a lot of people don't understand, if you look back at our ancestors or our great grandparents or something during the 30s, 40s, and 50s, I mean, all of them were in great shape. They looked great, nice, healthy bodies, very little disease, very little, physical issues or anything like that. And there wasn't a gym on every corner. And so what did our great grandparents do to maintain such a healthy lifestyle? And that's where I started really looking and doing the research. And some of the things that I've found is that during the 1960s, something changed. We were introduced to fast food. And so a lot of people, also kind of TV dinners came into that time as well. So kind of like pre-processed food and everything. Back then, though, TV dinners were not that bad. But, McDonald's came into play and everything. And so a lot more fast food and things. The 1970s, we were introduced into more processed foods and again, prepackaged foods, because by that time, a lot more of the mothers were entering the workforce. So both mom and dad were working. And so dinner had to become a lot easier and everything. So we see a lot of those prepackaged food like macaroni and cheese and hamburger helper and, all those other things. And then in the 1980s, we started being introduced to a lot of the fake food. And I don't know if you remember or if you had it in your area, but it was basically, there was this product called Entenmann's Donuts. and they were quote unquote fat free and everything. Well, come to find out, they were putting a lot of plastic and stuff into the food that so that your body wouldn't absorb all the carbs and all that other junk. And so we were introduced to a lot of fake food. And then as time goes on, more and more things escalate. So more and more processed food, more and more fake food, all this other stuff. And now we're to the day where they want us to eat bugs. So, but it's interesting what I was really doing a lot of this research, all the food that we've been eating. And this is why we have so many health issues now today. And, you just look at obesity. I mean, you can't go to Walmart or some grocery store or anything where 9 times out of 10, there are a lot of people who are overweight. And so, we know that our diet changed somewhere along the lines and everything. Plastic. Yes, there was plastic in Intamins. That was one of the things. And I don't know what kind of plastic it was, but it was some sort of plastic and everything that was put in Intamins donuts, which made, and a lot of other companies actually followed that, that suit. So there was like diet free or, fat free or whatever it is they did, donuts and everything. So you can still eat your donuts and you wouldn't absorb the calories because you were eating a bunch of plastic and stuff. But anyways, what 1950s diet is that it is a clean eating diet. I don't count calories. I don't count macros. I don't weigh my food. I don't make pre-made meals. I don't go out and buy special stuff or anything like that. I eat clean. And so last year I was running this experiment on myself, and I have over that period of time slowly and healthily lost over 30 pounds. Today I'm sitting at about 194. I weighed myself this morning and everything and where I was sitting about 228 is where I was sitting. But now today, again, I'm down to 194, and I'm continuing on this because I'm working hard at reducing my BMI. And there's still some that underbody fat that I'm trying to get rid of. And how you do that is just getting clean eating and some, everyday solid exercise. And I'm saying some hardcore workout or anything like that. You don't have to work yourself off to lose weight or anything like that. It's just being common sense. And so this is more of a common sense diet that I've been following. And again, looking at what our ancestors ate, they kind of basically ate a low carb diet because there wasn't a lot of these processed foods or junk or anything like that. And in fact, they even used natural sweeteners, honey, molasses, pure cane sugar, things like that, honey sugar and things. So a lot of people, sugar is bad. Yeah, processed sugar is bad, but like for whatever I try to buy, and we really don't use much sugar in our house, but I always try to buy, a good pure cane sugar or a natural sugar or something. And so even looking at that is clean eating. Now, a lot of our answers also didn't use a lot of the oils that we have. I mean, we got canola oil, we got vegetable oil. I mean, when have you squeezed out a carrot or a tomato or whatever it is and gotten oil from it? You don't. They run this stuff through so many chemicals and processes and everything. How they extract this oil is beyond me. But folks, there's no oil in vegetables. There's corn oil. No, again, you have to really run it through a bunch of processes and everything to get that oil. But anyways, there's just a lot of clean eating. They used a number of tropical oils, and a lot of people, tropical oils are bad and everything like that. I mean, I cook with coconut oil, I cook with palm oil, I cook with avocado oil. Depending if I cook a steak or something, I will use grapeseed oil because grapeseed oil has a higher heat tolerance, and so you're able to get a good steak and everything. But I also cook a lot with bacon grease. And we save our bacon grease like crazy. I save our beef grease or beef fat like crazy. I got a couple jars of beef tallow that I've rendered down. I've got, anytime we cook bacon, I always save the grease from that. And we have these little ramekins that we save our bacon grease with. But that's what a lot of our ancestors ate and everything. And everybody, oh man, this is going to clog your arteries and all this other stuff. And, no, it doesn't. It's because you're eating healthy. It's when you combine a lot of these processed junk with a lot of these other things like, beef tallow, bacon grease, so forth and so on, that it becomes, unhealthy. But if you're eating a clean diet with these, oils and so forth, then it's good for you. You do well. Now, I've been collecting over the years. Actually, I've got about 300 recipes. And what I'm going to start doing here is I've got a Facebook group, and it's called the Kilted Prepper Community. And what I'm going to start doing is posting some of my recipes in there. So if you're not a part of member, go to Facebook, look up the Kilted Prepper Community. In fact, I've got a link to it down in the description below. And I'm going to start posting my recipes and things that I like to eat and things. But where I find a lot of my recipes is from old cookbooks. I love old cookbooks, and you've seen me talk about this one before. This is called, this is called the Victory Garden. This is the War Edition. And what I love about this cookbook, if you can find it, this is an insane, incredible, great cookbook. I've actually seen them on Amazon. You can see it every once in a while on Amazon, but you're going to probably pay, 40 plus, $60+ for this cookbook. But I mean, check it out. Here's the inside cover. Isn't that cool looking? I mean, of course, that's desserts and stuff like that. But, here's a beef roast and everything. I mean, they've got some great color pictures and everything, some chicken and stuff like that. But this is a great resource because this is from, recipes and things from the 30s and 40s. And so I go to this book a lot for my recipes. And then what I do is I'll take the recipe and kind of convert it to a more modern recipe and everything. But I love this cookbook. And in fact, here's another great picture of a veggie plate, and so this is neat. But what's cool about this book as well, because this is again the wartime edition, is that in the back of the book is all these meals that you can make, because back then they had food rationing. And so there's a lot of great recipes and things in the back of this book. But this is where I get a lot of my recipes to cook healthy. And because back then they really did cook healthy. And so I really enjoyed this book a lot. So if you can get that, and I'll hold it here for a second. This is called Victory Garden. Victory Garden Cookbook, Wartime Edition. And if you can find it, get it. Look for your old, in your used bookstores or something. But incredible book. Another book, and this is something that I really like. This is from 1879, and before the internet, this is something that new wives or new brides would get as a wedding present, and this is called the Complete Home. Now, in this, it taught the wife anything and everything that they needed to do. How to keep a home, how to entertain a home, how to treat kids, how to treat injuries, how to cook and everything. And in fact, here is their whole cooking section. I mean, it goes in great detail on how to prepare food, how to prepare fish, wild game, so forth and so on. And in fact, here, check this out. This is a great picture of that they got in this book. But again, new wives really didn't know what to do, and they needed some sort of reference guide. And this is again, this is from 1879, and it's called Complete Home. And there's just so much great information in here. But there is quite a bit of information here on cooking, as well as recipes and so forth. So I love finding these things. These are real treasures to me, because they're just full of great information and stuff. Now, another book that I have here, and this is pretty cool. Now, this is from 1964 or 63. But this is the New York Times large print cookbook. Now, what's cool about this, what I loved, is that the previous owner had recipes in there. And so, but all great recipes, all great information, and, just tons of incredible, recipes that you can. And again, I like the big, print and stuff, but you can see that this cookbook was really used a lot. There's a lot of dog-eared pages. People, whoever owned this book loved this book, had a lot of recipes, stuck a lot of stuff. Here's another one, how to cook shrimp, cooking with shrimp. But I love finding these things because you find some really great treasures in some of these books. But this is where I get a lot of my recipe ideas so that we can eat healthy. And again, right at this 1960s is when they were, seeing and changing a lot of the food. That's when a lot of the fast food and everything came in. And so what is it with the 1950s diet that makes it different? And again, I'm not counting calories. I'm not doing macros. I'm not weighing out my food. I'm not, pre-making a bunch of meals for the week or anything like that. What I am doing is just eating healthy and eating like what our grandparents or great grandparents used to eat like. And so by doing this and then just having a very minimal, healthy lifestyle, getting out and moving a little bit, going out for some walks and stuff, is just really helps you live a healthier life, drop weight, and it's a very good, healthy way to live. And so I wanted to share this with you because a lot of people ask me about the 1950s diet, how to do it, what's it about, this, that, the other. And the best thing to do, folks, is, get out there and find some old cookbooks and start looking at the recipes, because they cooked with a lot of bacon grease and coconut oil, tropical oils, and things like that before, the corporations came in and started doing vegetable oil and canola oil and some of these other very unhealthy processed oils. And so the big thing about a 1950s diet is really staying away from processed foods, processed oils, and just eating healthy. Also look at your carb content too. Also complex carbs. The hamburger helper is not a good meal in the box. A lot of complex carbs in there, and it's the carbs that will, put the weight on, and very, very unhealthy. So, but this is what I do, and I just wanted to again share it with you guys here this morning, and encourage you guys start looking into the 1950s diet. Join my Facebook group. I'm going to be starting posting recipes in there so that kind of give you guys some help and giving you some ideas of what to do, how to cook, and things like that. So that's everything. Hey, do me a favor and like, subscribe, share, ring that little bell so you get notified whenever I do go live or have a new video or something. And then again, join my Facebook group. Links down there in the description. You'll see it right there. And I'm going to start posting recipes in there. So, and if you've got recipes that you've found that you really like it, maybe you found from an old recipe book or something like that, again, share it with us, and let's share and grow the community. So that's everything, folks. Raymond Moore, Kilted Prepper. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless, and kilt on.